Hello everyone and welcome back to PÖFF TV. My name is Päike Triinu Tamm and I'm very happy to welcome you all right in the heart of Black Nights Film Festival. Today we are gonna talk more about Finnish comedy 100 Liters of Gold. And the director behind this movie is Teemu Nikki. But today I have here in the studio with me the producer of this film, Jani Pösö. So let's give him a warm welcome. Hello.
Thank you, and hello to you too.
How are you doing?
Extremely tired because we had a premiere party yesterday and it was a kind of a long and black night.
Okay, but I mean it's worth it. I hope you have had a pleasant festival experience, so
yes,
it's
everything
worth
else except this morning when waking up.
Okay, but you have made collaborated films before also. I mean, last year you participated with the film Death is a Problem for a Living,
yes.
Which I personally very much liked. So
Thank you, me too.
yeah, so I was very excited for this interview today. So as I know almost nothing about the positions in the filmmaking, how intense is the collaboration between director and producer?
Well, in our case, basically, since we've been working together, I'm not going to say 20 years, because that's true. That makes us old. So basically, we own the company 50-50. Mm-hmm. We have been this like a filmmaking duo for more than a decade, basically. This is our film number 8 together, and 50% of the film we have actually written together, and quite often the concept we design together and so forth. So in our case, it's super intense. Mm-hmm. And then it in a way varies. I mean, like with this film, you could say that Teemu has been planning this like from the time when he was born, because basically we really talked 20 years ago first time that we should do something for this premise. Mm-hmm. Because basically it happens in Teemu's like home village, and we filmed it also in his home village, so it's kind of personal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but maybe for starters, you could tell us, just to quickly summarize, what is your film 100 Liters of Gold about?
It's about this liquid gold of Finland. Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the subjects. But anyways, like liquid gold of Finland is called sahti. Quite many Estonians actually say that it's like it tastes a little bit like kotiolu. And then I don't remember what's the name of the honey drink, which I actually do not like that much. But quite many say that it tastes like that. So basically, the director Teemu is from the area where you have always made this. We call it like sahti belt. So there's like 10,000 people who have access to it. And if you look at like beer enthusiastic beer books, it's said that sahti is the only medieval beer left in Europe. So let's say that like we Fenno-Agrian people seem to be pretty strange that we still make and like it. So basically it's about 2 sisters who are masters of making this. Mm-hmm. Third sister has moved out from the village, comes back and is about to get married and is having a wedding, and then she orders 100 liters of sahti from her sisters, who accidentally drink it all just before the wedding. So, you know, honor is on stake. Of course, the wedding is on stake, and the professor and everything. So they have to get 100 liters somewhere. They try everything.
It seems like you always put some kind of specific humor in your films, and I mean it works. Your screenings are sold out. So whatever you do, keep doing it.
Thank you.
But do you know, where did this idea come from to put this kind of story in the film? I mean, was there some kind of personal event or experience?
Well, I think it's about the same thing as it is with basically every film that we made. Mm-hmm. I mean, our first short film, 2005, which we did together, it's a comedy about homophobia. So you could actually say that this is a comedy about alcoholism and low self-esteem. But like usually we you know take like something deadly serious, which we found somehow disturbing, and then we make a film about it. It's a really expensive form of therapy. Well, not really, and actually yes, but basically in this case, like Teemu has been wanting to make something about sahti for ages. Like said that we've been discussing about that because it's such a vital and lively part of the tradition in Sysmä, the home village. So then when he saw Taina and Pirkko, the main actors, in one theater play together, basically it clicked that hey, come on, that actually now I know that the main characters has to be females and Ellu and Pirkko are females, and then basically it came from there. But basically there's a couple of themes in this one. One is obviously alcoholism, which is kind of popular popular in Finland. That's the best way to say it. And then, in a way, low self-esteem of people who come from the countryside or from a small country entering the big world or big cities. And yet that it's hard to leave from somewhere and leave stuff behind, but sometimes you have to do it. So those are more or less the sort of the deep subject. But in the end, it's also just a celebration of for this wonderful drink.
Okay, but when talking about the visuals of your film, do you have some your favorite scene or frame from the movie?
This one. Well. Plenty actually in this case, but
I mean it's good. It's only good.
The film is shot actually in extra wide format. So one of the things with this film is it's super visual and super cinematic because since the format is extra wide, it's wider than 75. It's really wide.
But why is it so?
Well, basically we shot it. It's just so that the frame is really wide, and that was because we are inside the cars, for example, quite a lot. It's a western in a way. The cars are horses, and the 100 liters of sahti is the treasure. So basically, there's quite a lot of information inside the picture in every frame because it's so wide. So it's really good on big screen. But personally, I mean, I really like, for example, the frame in the beginning when Hauki Hikkanen comes to buy sahti from the sisters first time, which is pretty much in the beginning. But there's tons of those, and I like that particular frame because it's so goddamn wide, and you are having a conversation, and there's so much stuff that you can find actually from the picture.
Okay, but for you, is there a particular audience member or for who you think you are making these films? Do you have some kind of ideal viewer, or is it just for everyone? Family movie or?
Well, totally have the ideal viewer, and totally we have who we made it. But we make them up to ourselves.
Oh, okay.
but actually, I honestly what I think about target audience thinking, when it's a question of marketing and such, it's super important. But what I really think is that instead of thinking about target audiences, it's much more important to think that how this story could be interesting to at least someone, in a way, even not caring about who it is. But I would say that also when it comes to our films, the ideas behind the films are pretty universal, and they are also pretty Finnish as a films. But it's some kind of a combination of being a Finn with the universal idea and basically making the film that you wanna show this funny country to foreigners outside of Finland, basically. So I think in this case, we always tend to think that this is something that should work in everywhere. But that's the core of the idea. But it seems that when it comes to our films, usually it's the in a way traditional art house / festival audience / genre film lovers who usually like our films. But now it's been getting the audience has grown. It's getting wider. I don't know what we are doing.
I don't know also, but as I said, keep doing it. I mean, it works. I don't know, in our festival context, it works. Second year straight. So, but you mentioned the two main characters. You found them from theater, and you decided they are the right ones. Was it that easy? You just introduced the idea, and they were in. And
well, in a way, in this case, yes, because like Elina, Elina is that we've been working with Elina. I mean, 18 years. She was like a leading a female lead in our first short film, which actually ended up in Sundance in 2000, probably 8 or 7, and she's been acting in so many basically our productions, like different kind of really strange roles, and sort of that there's a mutual trust, like so that's one. And then Pirjo Lonka, we've actually never worked before with her, but she and Elina are actually really good friends. They've known each other since they are 13, and then Teemu was actually watching the theater where they were acting together, and saw something special in the in the communication and stuff, how they were like doing it. So in the end, it's really easy in this case because there's a trust already, and Elina says, "Hey Pirjo, now we will." Do you want to do this? So because they know each other so well, and also Teemu and Elina know each other so well. So in this case, it was actually pretty easy.
Okay, but when trying to compare the film you have made with reality, our real life, it seemed like the cycle of drinking and being hungover is some kind of pattern in the movie. Is it also a relevant topic in Finland?
Yes, and it's funny, because yesterday I don't remember, I saw somebody some Estonian came after our screening, said that that hey, I've actually seen the film already, because working at the theater, that you had to do the check, and it's really funny, but people do not realize that that's actually real life.
Yes, they don't realize they are laughing at themselves.
Yeah, but on the other hand, in this case, somehow we are not laughing to alcoholism, but everything surrounding the thing, and what does it cause? I mean, because the drinking is super fun until it's not fun at all. So that's basically, in a way, also the message hidden under the laughter and tears. Because, in a way, I think now after talking with quite many people after the screening, what I think we managed to do is that that there is laugh and there is tears in the same film, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. Everyone can take what's best for them from your movie. So
yeah, and that's always what we are after. That's always what Teemu is after, in a way. Well, not in daily life, but in films.
Okay, but you mentioned that the main characters, the ladies, were getting along really well. Everything was great. They were already friends. So I can only guess that days of filming were very fun and everything was, I don't know, fluent. So maybe you can share with us any funny behind the scenes moments.
This is actually not funny. But because because in a way everything went really good.
Yeah, and I mean it doesn't have to be funny just because your usual audience, we don't see the behind the scenes things, so we are curious about anything you can give to us.
what was super nice, because we really shot in Sysmä, so Teemu's home village, and then this actually warms my heart quite a lot. And then people from Sysmä were helping us so much. So basically it felt that the village in a way digested us to be the citizens for a while, which was it was just fantastic. I mean, this is a good example that we were shooting the poster after one day. I mean, it's this picture actually, and then we had found like a pretty good-looking spot, like with fields there and so forth, and then we're like, oh well, whom should we actually ask a permission? And then it's like, well, there's no one. And then we start like it's really really hot, and then we start like shooting the photos, and then somebody came and said, hey, what are you doing? And then we are like, well, we are actually making photographing the poster for the film that we are making. And then it's like, Nikki film, are you Jani? I'm like, yes, I'm Jani. and then like, wait a minute. And then they went with the what the hell is that in English? Mönkiä, the motorcycle which has like big tires. Vroom, somewhere, and came back with like ice cold lonkero and beer for us. Here you go. And so in a way, and that was like basically in a way like everybody who you asked something from somebody, everybody's like, oh, that's so great.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it was a really really nice summer.
Just to wrap it all up, if you had to summarize the film 100 liters of gold just in 3 symbols or images, or I don't know, 3 things, then what would they be?
3 symbols, 3 images. I would say fantastic middle-aged charismatic females with Stetson. Brown liquid, like something between these 2 browns. And pretty great music.
Oh, that's also a good thing. Okay. Thank you. We have uncovered so much we wouldn't have uncovered unless you were here. So thank you for coming in today. As we talked before, you had 3 screenings on our festival, which all sold out.
Yeah.
So they added 4th one.
Yes.
So it already says much about the work you have done. So I hope you will have a pleasant festival. I hope your 4th screening will
sell out.
Be excellent. and yes, thank you for coming in today. Thank you also for Teemu Nikki for directing this movie. And yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And for you, my dear viewers, thank you again for turning back to PÖFF TV, and see you exactly next time.